Hi there, I'm Jana June, and I like Halloween. I'm a sewist with a garment and costume making background, and today I'm going to be showing you my process of making the famous strawberry dress, but with jack-o'-lanterns. I feel like it wants to be called the pumpkin dress because strawberry dress, pumpkins, plants, but it's very important that they're jack-o'-lanterns, mostly to my identity. This dress was actually started 3 years ago. It didn't take that long to make, but frustration, mistakes, doubt, and, life just got in the way. You'll find out more as we go along, so let's time travel to past Jana. I started with McCall 7974 as the base pattern. It has a similar but less dramatic shape as the strawberry dress. I taped together the PDF pages to cut out the pattern pieces and got rid of the extra seam allowance in the center front since I don't want a button front placket, as well as shorten the torso along the adjustment line by about an inch for my short torso. This is where I'm trying to get rid of the seam in the back because I don't want a yoke. So what I did was draw in the seam allowance so that I could match up and eliminate that height. I copied piece number 2 as it is, and then what I did was draw the line on the left, which is the center back, for piece number 3, and then I pivoted until the lines lined up for under the sleeve in order to finish the arm's eye and side seam. And that gave me a new pattern piece to work with. While I haphazardly cut the fabric, let's talk about where I got it. I truly scoured the internet trying to find something that was similar in style to the strawberry dress to no avail until I found this jack-o'-lantern organza on eBay. I couldn't find any other similar style tulle or even this fabric anywhere else. I say this knowing full well that they now have sequin jack-o'-lantern tulle fabric readily available at Joann's. Too late for me. The waistband fabric was also on eBay, but only in a wide ribbon form. A very similar fabric is now at Joann's as yardage, so you have it easier than I did. I wanted it to be orange, but not too orange, so I layered the organza with some orange tulle, but used black cotton as the underlayer. I flatlined the whole thing to make construction easier. I think I might actually cut an additional section to have a little bit more room to gather so that it's a little bit more flouncy. I also didn't have quite enough of the orange tulle I wanted to use, so this is the one that I ordered from Etsy, which I like more because it's finer and a little bit softer. This is one that I had gotten from Joann's. I got it first. I ordered it online and I wasn't happy with the size of the net and it's a little bit stiffer. So then I ordered this, but there's not quite enough of it for me to do these extra panels. So I'm mixing this in and they're a little bit of different shades, but it's gonna have to do. Was this you? Did you do this? My favorite thing about having a serger is that you can change the tensions and then you can just get it to gather for you. I mean, like, look at all of this. Tulle is infuriating, and I knew this, but you never really fully remember how bad it is until you're in the middle of working on it again. It sticks to itself, it sticks to everything else, it doesn't want to go where you want it to go. Anyway, I'm working on the sleeves, and I have to finish the dress tonight if I want to wear it tomorrow, so I guess that's what I'm going to do. And now I'm deciding on the trim. I could just kind of do it flat, and then when the sleeve is very slightly gathered, it'll kind of slightly gather, but I probably should gather it on top. Basically, I have 2 pieces that are just a bit longer that I could gather down for each one, or I have one really long one that I could do on one side, and then I could sew these 2 together for the other one to gather down, which probably would be the best choice, but slightly more work, so I'm trying to convince myself not to do it, but I think I answer. Okay, it is pinned on. I did not do the serger technique for gathering this because it makes it really, really tight. I don't think I have footage of this, but construction is basically gather the front pieces, both at the shoulders and the underbust, and attach them to the front waistband. Then, sew the shoulder and side seams of the front to the 2 back pieces. My pattern now has 2 back pieces because I'm putting in a center back zipper. Then, you would insert the sleeve. Skirt construction is basically adding the pocket pieces to the side seams, sewing all the panels together, and then gathering the top of the skirt to fit the bottom of the bodice. Hello. I did not meet my Halloween deadline. I was on track to finish the whole dress the night before, but I tried on the top and it simply didn't fit correctly. This is because I really should have made a mock-up. I decided to throw together a quick waistband and wear it with a black sheer frilly top and still have a really fun witchy look for the day without having to exhaust myself. So today I'm going to attempt to get it to fit and then put the dress together. Here's a little preview of the skirt itself. It has pockets, very cute, very voluminous. I did add an entire panel to the skirt to make it a little bit bigger. And ultimately, I am pretty happy with how the skirt turned out. I think it's adorable. Now herein lies the real problem. The top will look really pretty when attached to the skirt. However, it's way too wide for me up in the shoulders, and it's also kind of too big in the bust. And because it zips up the back, it's very difficult for me to fit myself in it. It's also definitely too big right here. But I need this to come in, solid 1.5 to 2 inches to fit up at the shoulder, and then I'll need to put the zipper in pretty deep in order to make it all fit. Here's the new lines I'm making for the shoulders. Dotted line is where to cut, and solid line is the new seam. I cut that section out and sketched where I want the new shoulder line to be. So I've done this. Decided to just kind of chop it where I needed to, but now I'm at the bottom and I need to, I guess, actually seam rip that out and see if the sleeves that I currently have will fit back into my new armhole. Overall, well, it looks like a mess like this, but overall it's coming together. I also need to replace the waist tie because I harvested it when I had to quickly make the waistband to wear just the skirt. Luckily, Joann's now carries a fabric that has some of the same jack-o'-lanterns and will blend well as the waist ties. It does mean I need to cut 2 wide strips of fabric, and I had to melt all the way around the edges to keep the organza from fraying without having to do a rolled hem. I open the side seams to reinsert my new waist ties. I also inserted the edge of the velvet ribbon that I'm going to add to the top into the seams to have a clean edge. After sewing that into the side seams, I attached the skirt to the top. I then pinned the velvet ribbon where I want it to go, and at this point I just glued it in place, leaving the tails to be tieable. I added the zipper to the center back, and finally, we've made it. What do you think? I'm pretty happy with it. I just need to bias-bind some of the seams because that tulle netting is pretty pokey. I feel like with this dress I need to make one of those jack-o'-lantern heads and finally reach my final form as a jack-o'-lantern. Tell me all about your Halloween and costume making plans down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more costume and sewing content. I have some fun plans this year, so Stay spooky, y'all. I'm Jana June, and I'll see you soon. Can you tell who I am? The Love Witch.